Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjan Shalakaya Chakshurum Litam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gauri Chandraya Radhikaya Stadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnebhyo namo namah. Namo mahavadanyaya krishna prema pradayate krishnaya krishna chaitanya namne gaur tishve namaha. He Krishna karuna sindhu dina bandhu jagatpate Gopesh Gopikant Shri Radhakant Namostate Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Haripriye Bhaktya Vihinaya Paradalakshay Shiptasya Kamadhitarang Madhe Kripamai Tam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Mahabodhe Sthire Kanakaruchire Nila Shikhare Vasana Prasadanta Sahaj Balabhadre Nabalina Subhadra Madhyasta Sakala Sura Seva Vasarado Jagannatha Swami Nayan Patagami Bhavatume Shri Jagannatha Swami Nayan Patagami Bhavatume Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Everyone together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In continuation with our book study of Shri Bhajan Rahasya by Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we are hearing chapter 2 and text 6. Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur is presenting a thorough study of what is Hare Krishna Mahamantra, means the importance and glories of holy name. After hearing from so many days the glories of Harinam from all perspectives, let us hear today what he has to say in text 6. And he quoted one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pratapya male aparshat purusham purna maya sat padashrayam yas moita jiva atma truganatmakam paropi manyate artham tat kritam chabi badde anarthopasham sakshat bhakti yog vidok anarthopasham sakshat bhakti yogam adokshaje lok syajananta vidvas chakre sattva sahitam. The meaning hereby: with a pure heart, Shri Krishna Dvaipan Vedvyas became absorbed in meditation through the process of Bhakti Yoga. As we all know, Vedvyas is Krishna's Shaktavesh avatar, and he divided Vedas into 4. He wrote Upanishads, Brahma Sutras, Mahabharata, and Gita is the portion of Mahabharata. Srila Gurudev was very fond of speaking this pastime because so much philosophical aspects are there. After writing so much, when Ved Vyasji was not happy and he was sitting next to the river Saraswati, Shri Naraji, who is Gurudev of Vyasadev, he came to his disciple Vedvyas, and seeing his Gurudev Srila Vedvyaji stood up in honor and worshipped him. And Naradji saw right in the eyes of Vedvyas, something is wrong. And he asked, what is the matter? You have written Vedas, you have written Shastras, Puranas, Upanishads, Mahabharata. Why are you not happy? Then, showing etiquette of idle disciple, Srila Vedvyas, who is Shaktavish avatar of Bhagwan, but is showing us ideal example how disciples should follow the etiquette and standards. He folded hands and prayed to his Gurudev Naraji, how can I know my shortcomings? You are superior to me. You are my Gurudev. You are more learned and you are incarnation of bhakti. You know better. You know better. What are my shortcomings? Why I am not happy? Even after I have written so much. Imagine writing Vedas is a source of bliss. Writing Puranas describe the pastimes of Bhagwan and his incarnations. Describing Upanishads and in detail Mahabharata. But still he is not happy. Because something was lacking. Sometimes we get very good news. We get along with very good news and then still heart is not happy. No. Because there is something which is bothering. So when Vedvyaji was thinking like that, Naraji understood and he said, I know the reason why you're not happy. And the reason is Yasho Bhagavatam Layam Yenya Vashena Tushtam. Naraji said, even though you've written all the Shastras, but you have not described the Bhagavad Dharma as it's supposed to be described. But Vedvyaji said, I wrote Mahabharata, I wrote Upanishads. But Naraji said, you not described the pastimes of Krishna in detail. But Gurudev, I have described in Mahabharata. And Naraji described, no, I'm not speaking about Krishna of Mahabharata. I'm speaking about Krishna from Vrindavan. Yeah? And there is so much difference. Krishna from Mahabharata and Krishna from Vrindavan. And who is our Aradhe? Who is our worshipable? Aradhyo Bhagwan Vrajesh Tanyas Tadham Vrindavanam. Our worshipable is who? Krishna of Vrindavan. Brajendra Nandan, Nanda Nandan, Yashoda Nandan Krishna. Tadham Vrindavanam. Where he reside? In Shri Vrindavan Dham. Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy is so much in depth and very specific one-pointedness. So two Krishnas, one from Devaki, known as Devaki Nandan, another is Yashoda Nandan Krishna. And our acharyas describe or instructed us to follow the footsteps of Mahajans. What our Gurudev and entire Guru Paranda, whole lineage, follow the same standard. So they are giving us indication. Who is our Aradhya, by the way? Who is our worshipable? Anyone not anyone, just one. And that is Aradhya Bhagwan Vrajesh Tanyas. The son of Shri Nanda Maharaj is our worshipable. Of course, Krishna is son of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya. But to be more specific in that, the pastimes of Krishna is divided into three portions. His childhood pastime, his teenager pastime, and his young pastimes. And in these three age factors, who is our Aradhe? Not Gopal. Our Aradhe is Krishna when he's young, Kishore. Shyamaiva Param Rupam, Puri Mathura Puri Vara, Vayam Kishore Ekam Addeva Param Rasa. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he met Sri Raghupati Upadhyay at Prayag, Sri Raghupati Upadhyay told, Shyama Eva Param Rupam. The best worshipable is that whose complexion is blackish, bluish blackish. Sham eva param rupam, and Puri Mathura Puri Vara. And the best abode, the best dham is Mathura, means Vrindavan, the Brajmandal. What is the best age? Kishore. And Addeva Param Rasa. Shingar Ras, Madhure Ras means the love of Sri Radha Krishna conjugal. That's the topmost. Addeva Param Rasa. That's the topmost rasa. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, in this verse, Cheto Darpan Marjanam, the verse, Nam Vipro Nacha Narpati Napi Vaishya Na Shudro. I'm not Brahmin, I'm not Kshatriya, I'm not Vaishya, I'm not Shudra, I'm not Brahmachari, I'm not Grasta, I'm not Vanprastha, I'm not Sannyasi. Who am I? Gopi Bharatu Padakamleo Das Das Anudas. I am the servant and the servants of the gopis. Servant and the servant of the beloved of the gopis, Shri Krishna. That particular Krishna who is beloved of gopis, beloved of Radharani. That Krishna. With that age, so is so much specifications are there. It's just not an ordinary, whatever I feel, I just start falling, start worshipping. So much specifications are there. Who is our Aradhe? And how he can be fully worshipped means loved. So that's very important. After, it's like very long story. I'm not going to describe that. But after receiving instructions from Naraji, and after hearing the birth pastime which Naraji is describing, what I was in my previous birth as a son of a maidservant, and how I got blessed by some sadhus who came in my village. And I heard some Harikatha from them, and more on the top of that, I took remnants from their plate. Remnants from the plate of sadhu is a good source of developing bhakti in the heart. When we are taking someone's remnants means, that's called uchishta. What is that meaning? The saliva of that sadhu, which is surcharged with devotion and surcharged with the prem, that love of Krishna, is present in the remnants, means the leftovers. And that's why we long to get, we hankering to get the remnants from the plates of our sadhus, our Gurudevs. Because the same disease what they have, what disease? Their disease is love of Krishna. We get the same disease. So after, I'm just telling the whole story cut short. After receiving so much instruction from Naraji and hearing his life history, Shri Vedvyaji, he sat in Samadhi. And what kind of Samadhi? Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pratapyamale aparshat purusham purnam maya satpadashrayam. Shri Vedvyaji absorbed in meditation through the process of Bhakti yoga, not any other yoga, not that Hatha yoga or that, what do you call, the yoga postures, pranayam and all these things. No, not in that kind of yoga, Bhakti yoga. And more specific, which Bhakti yoga? Because there is sadhan bhakti, there is bhav bhakti, and there is prema bhakti. In our Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy, there is nothing one. Everything is two or three. Like Radha Krishna means, who is Radharani? She manifested from Krishna. So 1 into 2. And when Radha Krishna combine together, they become one. So 1 become 2 and then 2 become 1. But it's so interesting. Why 1 became 2? Because of love. Because to show to the entire world what is the meaning of love. So 1 became 2. And then 2 means Radha Krishna, they became 1. Why they became 1? They became 1 to taste and relish that love of Krishna. You understand? That means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When these 2 become 1, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the form where he is tasting and relishing that love. But then 1 became 5. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrind. 5. So 1 became 2, 2 became 1, and then 1 became 5. And why 1 became 5? To distribute this prema. To distribute this prema. It's so interesting. So there is sadhan bhakti, there is bhav bhakti, and then there is prema bhakti. Which bhakti yoga Shri Vedvyaji was focusing, and he had the vision. Not sadhan bhakti, Vedvyaji in a very high elevated position. So he is not performing sadhan bhakti. And he is also not in a bhav bhakti. He is in a stage of prema bhakti. In that prema bhakti yoga, Shri Vedvyaji in meditation, he saw something divine. And what he saw? Supreme person Shri Krishna. And not only Krishna, he also saw his external energy, which is called Maya, which was far away from him, but under his control. Shri Krishna is always with his potencies. There is external energy, means Mahamaya, and there is internal energy, which is known as Yogamaya. And we all, Jivas, we are marginal potency. So, Shri Vedvyaji, he saw complete Supreme Person Krishna. When we say he saw complete person Shri Krishna, that doesn't mean he only saw Krishna. That means he saw all associates of Krishna along with him. That means he also saw all pastimes of Krishna along with him. That means he also realized the qualities of Krishna. Because the name, form, qualities and pastimes of Krishna are not different from Krishna in person. So Vedvyaji saw the entire entourage. Krishna is his entourage. Entire. But not only that, he also saw what? Maya. External energy. Far away from him. Maya never come close to Krishna. Because Krishna Suresam Maya Andakar Chaha Krishna Taha Nahi Maya Adhikar. Krishna is like sun and Maya is like dark. Wherever there is sun, effulgence, Maya has no access there. Maya has no access there. So, so either we can be with Krishna or we can be Maya. It cannot be two together. So one disciple of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, he asked question to his Gurudev. He said, Gurudev, while performing bhakti, sometimes we fall in Maya. And Srila Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada replied, he laughed and said, no, it's not like that. I said, really, Gurudev, it's not like that? He said, no. Then how it works? Understand? The disciple said, sometime while performing bhakti, we fall in Maya. But Srila Swami Maharaj said, no, it's not like that. We are always in Maya, sometime we fall in bhakti. Sometime we are in bhakti, but we always in Maya, but sometime we fall in bhakti. It's other way around. So Ved Vyasji saw not only Supreme Krishna with all his entourage, but he also saw external energy Maya, which is behind Krishna. She never comes in front of Krishna. She never comes because she feels ashamed because of her work to make people averse from Krishna. Vilajyamana yasaya. She is ashamed to come in front of Krishna. That's Maya. But that Maya works under Krishna. All the energies, external or internal. Who is the master of all these potencies? Krishna is the master of external energy. Krishna is the master of internal energy. So then any jiva can pray to Krishna saying, O Supreme Lord, O Karuna Sindhu, O Dina Bandhu Shri Krishna. If you know very well the nature of your external energy Maya, then why you keeping this Maya with us, which is troubling us a lot and which is not allowing us to come to you, to serve you, to love you? You know the nature of your Maya. And is it true? Is it true that Krishna knows the nature of his Maya? Yes. Bhagavad Gita. Devi hai shugunmai mam Maya durattaya. I know my Maya is very wicked. Bhagavan claims himself. So Prabhu, if you know the nature of your external energy Maya, then why are you keeping Maya with us? Why not you just tell Maya to move away? To go away. But Krishna is bound by his nature. And the nature is, because Krishna is independent, he don't like interfering in someone's independence. We all are independent jivas. But even though we are independent jivas, we are still dependent on Krishna. Krishna never interfered in anyone's independence. That's the nature of Krishna. He never forced anyone that you have to worship me or you have to love me. Because love is not something to be forced upon. There's the spontaneous feels and emotions from the heart. And Krishna don't like any kind of enforcement. He don't like at all. What is the evidence? It's just not like I'm randomly saying this. In Srimad Bhagavatam, if we read the Samudra Manthan Leela, means the churning of ocean, with demigods and demons together, they're given this project of churning ocean, so that nectar can be extracted from the ocean and they can both share together and become powerful and long life. In the churning of ocean, many things emanated from the ocean. Poison, surabhi, kaustumani, many. but nectar. Shri Dhanvantri Bhagwan manifested from the ocean with a pot of nectar, and seeing this, demons in haste they just took over that pot from the hands of Bhagwan, Dhanvantri Bhagwan, and they ran away from there with the mood that only we are allowed to drink this nectar. So aham purvam, aham purvam, aham purvam. I will drink first, I will drink first, I will drink first. They cheated with demigods because endeavors were from both sides. Now demigods were looking, what shall we do? And then Bhagwan took another incarnation, this Mohini avatar. Bhagwan is very beautiful, but when he assumed the form of a woman, he becomes more beautiful, because women, ladies, they're always beautiful. As Lakshmi ji is always beautiful, Sita ji is always beautiful, Radharani. When she Yashoda Maya, she brought Krishna in her lap to see the son of Kirtida Devi, the daughter of Kirtida Devi, Shri Radharani. She was so surprised, and she mentioned, even though my Lala, my son, is very beautiful, but your daughter Radha is more beautiful. When Shri Ram got married with Sita ji and they came to Ayodhya, Mother Kaushalya, she also, when she saw the beauty of Sita, she said, oh, you're more beautiful than my Ram. Because of woman features. She, Bhagwan, is always very beautiful. But now he became Mohini. So, surpass all beauties. She was so beautiful, and demons, they were just staring at Mohini. How beautiful she is, how beautiful she is. They were fighting with that pot of nectar. But just by seeing the beauty of Mohini Bhagwan, they were all became totally lost their consciousness. And the fight for the nectar just ended up there. So Mohini, she started speaking, bewildering all the demons. Oh, you all fighting for this pot of nectar and no one is looking at me. So now I'm leaving you. Then demons said, no, Mohini, please don't go, please don't go. Let us drink nectar together. So here's a pot of nectar and we're offering this to you. You can make us drink the nectar. You will drink and we will drink and then we will enjoy. This is what Bhagwan was looking for. He could have immediately snatched the pot of nectar from the hands of demons. But he don't like this, snatching or forcing. He took over distribution of that nectar. When they handed over the nectar, the pot of nectar in the hands of Mohini Bhagwan, means surrendering yourself. That's the nature of Bhagwan. That's the nature of love. Bhagwan never ever force anyone to worship him. He gives instruction in Bhagavad Gita. Oh, surrender unto me. I will take care of everything. So many verses are there. So he inspire, he instruct, he supply all ingredients, he supplies holy name, he gives us holy scriptures. He's also manifesting his dham for us to visit. He's sending his sadhus at our doorstep. We don't have to go, they come to us. So much has been supplied, but he don't force anyone that you have to love me. He can't, because then there is not so much giving in that forcing. It has to be from Krishna love us, we don't love him. So it's like one-side love. And one-side love is very frustrating. How we know Krishna loves us? Of course, he's supplying everything to us, not only for our maintenance and sustenance, but from devotional perspective, everything has been supplied. This is his love, which he expressed. It's not that you have to say I love you all the time. It is seen in the activities and in the reciprocation. It is just seen. It can be feel. So this is the love of Krishna for all of us. Whereas we are in the process to understand this, and we are in the process to follow this, in the process to attain this love of Krishna. So it's kind of one-sided. And he's not happy with that. He likes when someone from heart say that, oh Krishna, I know I have so many limitations. I know I have so many flaws. I know my anarthas. I know my mistakes. But still, honestly, I really want to know you and I really want to love you. Please help me to make you understand. Please help me so I can understand you. Please help me so that I can love you. And love means service. And the definition of love means sacrifice. More you sacrifice, more the love develops. The history of so many sadhus, they renounced all their luxuries, all their comforts, they renounced all their families, all their attachments, just for one point, to develop love with Krishna. So in every step, love always demands sacrifice. Yeah. Now it's a very elaborate topic. So we can some other time discuss this. But at every stage, even Krishna is sacrificing so much. Krishna is sacrificing so much. Our Guruji, our sadhus, they're sacrificing so much. They leave their favorite place of residence, Shri Vrindavan Dham. They leave that to make us understand what is the purpose and goal of our life. Isn't it their sacrifice? We are enjoying their sacrifice. Mind these words. Underline these words. We are enjoying their sacrifices. Yeah. It's so relaxed and it is so inspiring and loving to stay in Shri Vrindavan Dham. ये सब छोड़त कहीं नहीं जाऊं, ये सब छोड़त प्राण हराऊं. Bhakti Thakur ji, Srila Bhakti Thakur is teaching us, I don't want to leave this Brajamandal. The Govardhan, Barsana, staying in Dham is just like living in spiritual luxuries. That's the luxuries of sadhus, where the darshan of so many temples, darshan of so many sadhus, opportunity of hearing Harikatha, chanting, parikrama, that's the luxuries of sadhus. But to help jivas like us, they renounce or they sacrifice their object of love, Shri Vrindavan Dham. They sacrifice that to make people aware, to make ordinary populace get along with Krishna, to love Krishna. So because of their sacrifice, what they get in return? They get more and more love from Krishna. They get more and more relationship with Krishna. Love is always sacrifice. One of my friend, whenever he used to go, before his renounced order, he used to go visit Vrindavan Dham, staying 2-3 days, and whenever he used to come back, leaving Shri Vrindavan Dham, in those days there were system of horse cart, tanga, horse carts. So I remember whenever he used to leave Vrindavan Dham, always crying and weeping like a child, because he was feeling like my heart. I'm leaving Vrindavan Dham, I'm going to my hometown. It's like my heart is Vrindavan, that kind of feel. So, all glories to our Acharyas, our Gurudevs, who always wanted to stay in Dham, but for us, I can say not for us, but for the love of Krishna, they sacrificed that. So love means seva, love means sacrifice, love means Krishna loves us and we are trying to understand his love. And how we can get better understanding of his love? From his loving personalities. That means his pure devotees. So, Vyasji, he saw Krishna and his associates and his external energy behind Krishna. He also saw, due to this Maya, external energy, the conditioned living entities forgets his service to Krishna and becomes affected by anarthas because of the influence of Maya. Okay, I skipped that point, coming back to that. Krishna never interferes in anyone's independence. I was speaking about that. So Krishna, if you know, we get entangled in Maya, why don't you just order your Maya to just go away? I was explaining this. Krishna never interfere in anyone's independence. Krishna will never tell Maya to go away. Because if Krishna has to start interfering in independence, then he has to start interfering in everyone's independence. He can't be partial. Understand? He can't be partial. Okay, I'm giving independence to the jivas, but I cannot give independence to Maya. Then it's partiality. He has to make the same formula, the same rule for everyone. Krishna has given us independence. That's the greatest gift we received from him. If the independence is not there, then we are not living. We are just matter. We are inert. What makes us different from a matter is that we have given independence. Now, how I'm using my independence, Krishna has no say in that. Like some people may say, oh, Krishna is the one who's creating situations. Krishna is the one who's managing everything. Even a leaf will not fall or shake or move without a desire of Krishna. That's true, but it's not true in every sense. The same question was being asked by Duryodhana to Krishna. What is my fault? You made me like that. You are the creator. You are the Lord. You made Arjun. You made me. If I'm cruel and I'm wicked, whose fault is that? Is it my fault? I don't think so it's my fault. You are the one who's the controller. And hearing this, Krishna smiled over Duryodhana, saying, oh, you started speaking philosophy. And then Krishna said, it's true, I made everyone. It's true that everything goes under my eyes. But something which is more important is independence. Arjuna has given his independence to me. In other words, Arjuna has given the remote of his life in my hands. But whereas you have not surrendered the remote of your life in my hands. You are acting independently. But Arjun is not acting independently. Whatever I like, he only follow that. Whereas Duryodhan, you following whatever you like. So as you like, you get reward accordingly. That's the philosophy. So it's not that whatever is happening is all desire of Krishna. We as independent souls, we have our independence and we use our independence the way we want. Krishna has no interference in that. If we start interfering in that, that means then we are inert, we are matter. That's the greatest gift given by Krishna to us. That's independence. And similarly, Maya, external energy of Lord, is also independent. Because Krishna himself is independent. So he cannot tell Maya to just move away. But he give all supplies to us so that we can, without interrupting in Krishna's dealings with external energy or internal energy, or we as a marginal energy, without interrupting any of this, he will supply everything to us so that we can take advantage of the internal energy, means the spiritual energies of Krishna, and apply to defend the external energy, Maya. All these are spiritual activities are like a weapon to fight against Maya. A kind of weapon. So due to Maya, the conditioned living entity forgets his service to Krishna and becomes affected by anarthas. We are full of anarthas, means those limitations, and which is carried forward from births and births and births. Is there any way to get out of this? Of course. Sadhu Sangha and Harinam. Association of devotees and chanting. One can very easily go through, overcome my anarthas. What is evidence? Bhagavatam says, Nasht parayashu abhadreshu nityam bhagavatam sevaya. Bhagavati uttam shloke bhakti bhakti neshtaki. Nasht parayashu abhadreshu. Anyone who serves Bhagavats. Bhagavat here means person Bhagavat, and Bhagavat here means the book Bhagavat, the scripture part. Every day reading Srimad Bhagavatam and following Srimad Bhagavatam. And if we get a sadhu in our life who is Bhagavat, if we serve them, then what happens? Nashta parayashu abhadreshu. All those abhadras, anarthas, goes away from our heart. Parai, almost all the anarthas goes away from the heart. Although transcendental to the three modes of material nature, the living entity who is bewildered by Maya considered himself a material product. What is the nature of living entity? Is that we are part and parcel of Krishna. That's our identity. Right? So we are transcendental. By default, we are transcendental to three modes of nature. But thinking that Maya is with me, or I have embraced Maya, because of that forgetfulness from Krishna, one start thinking, I am a material product. I am a material nature. Start thinking like that. He thus identifies himself with his body and considered that which is related to be his. One start thinking of De Abhiman, me and mine. This body is mine and everything belongs to that body is mine. So the ego of me and mine comes forward and one start feeling forgetfulness from Krishna. He identified himself with the body and considered that which is related to be his. Now the living entity, which is very small in portion, can only be delivered by Krishna Bhakti Yoga. But the mass of people in material world are ignorant of this fact. Only Bhakti Yoga, only by Bhakti Yoga, not any other yoga, not any yoga center, not with push-ups, etc. But only with Bhakti Yoga, the living entity can be delivered only by Bhakti Yoga. But the mass of people in the entire world, in this material world, they are ignorant of this fact. Therefore, Srimad Vyasadeva, he manifested Bhagavatam through Bhakti Yoga. Krishna, Krishna Maya, Jeev, ei teen tattva. Maya mohe Maya baddha jeever anartha. Chitkan jeever Krishna Bhakti Yoga bhale. Anarth vinashata hai Krishna prem phale. Ei tattva naam sambandite paila vyas. Bhagavate Bhakti Yoga karila prakash. Yaya samohita jiva atmak turuganatmakam. This we heard. After seeing that entire scene, Shri Ved Vyasji, he concluded, Yasyava Shunamayanam Krishna Param Purushe Bhakti Rutpatti Pumsam Shop Mo Bhaya. Just the meaning is Yasyava Shunamayanam. Just by hearing the topics of Krishna, Yasyava Shunamayanam Krishna Param Purushe, about the Supreme Person Shri Krishna, by hearing these topics, what happens? Shok Mo Bhaya Bhaya. One get rid of lamentation, fear and bewilderment. By Yasyava Shunamayanam, by hearing the topics of Krishna, one get relief from what? Lamentation, fear and bewilderment. That's the only way. There is no other way. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving us this clear idea of so many topics in one topic. So many topics. The nature of Krishna, the nature of Maya, the nature of living entities, and how a living entity is related to Krishna. So this is for today. And tomorrow will be Hindi class. And we hear back on the same topic, Bhajan Rahasya, day after tomorrow. Vancha kalptruvasya kripa sindhu bhyavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you so much.